Hello, in this second video we are going to be walking through how to create activities in ChooseItMaker. There's one thing I wanted to say before we started how to create activities. There's something important to know about settings. In the first video we went through how to change settings for students, but one thing I didn't mention was that settings save until you log out. So I have my settings set up as to switch scanning on this particular activity, 50 below. If I would do this activity and then move to this activity, a camping spree, that setting of to switch scanning would stay. So it's important to know that those settings stay until you log out. When you completely log out of the program and re-enter, the settings will move back to just mouse, no delay, that sort of thing. So that's important to know, especially like we said, if you're doing, or if students with lots of different access issues are accessing the program, or maybe even visual issues are accessing the program. So that's important to know about settings. We are now going to walk through how to make a new activity. So to make a new activity, I just start by going down to this button and pressing Make a New Activity. And I enter a name for it. And I'm going to say this is a Days of the Week activity. And you can do a short description to the activity. And so I'm going to do like this activity specifically works on yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So I just say OK, and it will automatically start generating this new activity for you. Okay, so you are at the point where you have your activity title here, and you're ready to start making pages that go with this particular activity. So I simply select New Page, and when I select New Page, it gives me all of my different options for this page. So I have page layout options. I can put different pictures on this page. I can add different text to this page. I can add different sound, edit it, all of that. So the first thing that I want is instead of 2 choices, I want 3. And to get 3 choices, you can see that I just add. If I want 4, I continue adding. And to remove, you just hit remove. And there I am back to my 3. You can see here, there are options, like I said, when we explored the settings in the previous video. There are options here to select box color. And let's say that I want all of my boxes to be yellow because I have a student with some visual discrimination needs who responds best to yellow backgrounds. So I'm going to select all, and you can see that selects every single box on my page. And I'm going to change my box color to yellow. And I'm going to change my outline color to black. Okay? And so that, because I had selected all, it changed the color and the outline color for all of my boxes. Here, my option for box outline, that just takes me right back to changing the outline color of my box. There's also a background color. This background color is the background color of the page. So let's say I wanted to make that gray. You can see how it now grayed out the entire page. Those are just some simple options that you have within boxes. You can also duplicate boxes, and I'll show you that in a second after I add some pictures to this. So I'm ready right now. This is going to be my box with the question. Okay, so I'm ready to start typing in here, and I'm going to say, what day was yesterday? Okay, and if I would like, I could add a picture with this particular question. I have chosen that with this activity, I'm only going to put pictures in these boxes. So my question is, what day was yesterday? I'm going to select another box, and this is where I'm going to put all of my choices. So I want to call your attention to some options here. We have a Pictures tab. If I select on Pictures tab, I have the option to put pictures in these boxes, which is good for a lot of students who are visual learners. I can get a picture from their library within ChooseItMaker, which is actually a quite good picture library. I can choose to get a picture that I have saved to my computer. I can choose to get a picture from the internet, or I can choose to take a picture using the webcam on my computer. So I'm just going to start. We're going to first get a picture just from their media library. And so I'm just going to type in Monday. That's one of my choices. And you can see they have a lot of nice options here for Monday. So I select the one that I want, and I select OK. And you can see here, when you insert a picture, it is automatically going to put text with that picture. But you can change that simply by just selecting the text and manipulating it in any way that you want. So that's my first option. My second option, I'm going to choose to get a picture from my computer. So I'm going to select Computer, and I had saved a picture out on my desktop. So I'm going to browse out and go get that. Oh, it turns out it's also a Monday picture. And you can see it input that again with text. Another option that I have, if I select on my third box, is to go out to the internet. So if I select internet, it gives me this option, and it's telling me that I need to go out to the web browser and I need to find the picture that I want. So I'm going to walk you through that. And to do that, I'm going to go up here. Excuse me, it looks like I have to move down here. And I'm going to start another browser. And I'm going to select on Images. And I'm just going to type in Monday once. Monday calendar, maybe. Okay, if this is the particular picture that I want, if I click on this picture and I get this smaller picture to come up, and I select that, and I'm going to select it by right-clicking. And if I right-click, I get all of these options. And the option that you want to select is Copy Image URL. So I left-click that. I then go back out to my activity. I go back and I select Internet. And here is where I simply paste that URL into this box. I'm going to paste it and select OK. And we'll give it a second here to enter. And there it is. And again, if I'd like, I can add a text box with that. We'll go through that next. So adding text to boxes. You saw how I just simply selected it to manipulate it. But as you can see, this box itself doesn't have text. So I can just simply select Add Text. And I'm going to select Monday. As you can see, this is not the most appropriate activity in that I have all of the choices as Monday. But let's just say this is an errorless days of the week activity. The next thing I wanted to call your attention is to all of your different text options. Again, if I select all, I can make my text bigger by simply selecting Grow Text. I can shrink it. I can change the color of my text if I want it blue or black, whatever color you would like. I can also swap. So let's say that I want my text to appear on top. That moves it. Let's say I want to remove text. If I select here and remove, it just simply takes that particular text away from that box. So we've reviewed your page layout, how to add boxes, remove boxes. I wanted to just go back and show you how to duplicate a box. If I'm selected on a particular box that I want to duplicate, I just have selected and I say duplicate, and it brings up a duplicate of that box. I want to go back here. We reviewed pictures, we reviewed how to do it in the media library, computer, internet, take a webcam. This simply will remove pictures. Reviewed your text options. And next we're going to review sound. Before we do that, I want to go back here and I just want to get rid of this. And I'm just going to say remove. I'm going to go back into my sound. So let's say we have students who need this read out loud to them. That would really be one of the main reasons that you are using sound. So when the student opens up this page, I want this question to read to them. So you have a couple different options here. You can use sounds on your computer. So let's say you were doing an activity about animals. You could go out to the internet, find some animal sounds, save them to your computer, and import those sounds to play once a particular box is open. Here I simply want to use my microphone. And I want you to just pay close attention to the prompts it gives you when we select microphone. So I'm going to select my red record button and I'm going to simply read my question. Okay? When I select that, it's going to give me a prompt. Google Chrome is going to ask you to allow this microphone access to ChooseItMaker. So you can see here it's going to give me this prompt that Help Kids Learn is requesting access to my microphone. I say allow. What day was yesterday? And I can play it back if I would like to hear it.
What day was yesterday?
I also want to call your attention. You might see this. The first time you program ChooseItMaker, you might get the allow option that was here, and you might also get another one to appear probably about right here at the top of your screen. Unfortunately, I can't show you what that looks like because I've already given my Google Chrome browser access. But if it's the first time you're creating activity, you need to look for an allow here and also another allow question up here and select allow. Okay? So I've put sound with my question. I could also put sound with all of these boxes if I would want by simply selecting on the box, hitting sound and microphone. Okay? For the sake of time with this video, I'm not going to go through how to do all of those. I wanted to show you next the Edit tab. The Edit tab, you have different options for flipping. And so I'm selected on my Monday. I can move the image around in different ways. I can flip it upside down, that sort of thing. I can rotate it different directions. So just a few other little options that you can be aware of. This is kind of an option that I think some people think is cool. I have not used it, but you can paint on particular buttons. So if I wanted to, with a pen, write Monday, oops, I have to be on the image. I could do that. I also have options to change my pen color. I have options to fill the image different colors. I can also erase anything that I have done. So just different options in there. The next thing that you want to do is your Save and Close tab, and this is important because on the Save and Close tab, you can preview the page. You can choose to add sound here instead of doing it as you create it, or remove sound. But the most important thing is it's going to ask you to select your correct answer. And so in this particular activity, I'm going to say that this is my correct answer. Again, this is not the best made activity because all of these are technically the correct answer, but you can only select one correct answer. So I've selected my correct answer and I'm going to say Finished Page. This is the first page in my Days of the Week activity. You can then continue by adding new pages. So by doing that, you just simply select New Page and you can go through everything else we've just done. I'm going to save the activity and I'm going to very quickly show you how to delete an activity if I no longer want this. First, be selected on the activity that you created, go to Manage, and here are all of my options. I can edit it, rename it, duplicate it, delete it, or protect it from making any changes. In this case, I'm going to delete it and select delete. That's all.